Among the many thoughts that come across my mind when I think about Nancy is invisible history. Invisible history. There are so many who, in so many places, stand on the front page of the papers and deserve a lot of credit for doing a lot of great things. But behind them are usually unique people, and in this case, a particularly unique person who has been there in so many respects, solving so many deep problems affecting so many. I had the opportunity to talk to my dear friend Mickey Cantor, who served as the chairman of a presidential campaign in Little Rock, Arkansas, and his general counsel was a young Nancy McFadden. And he told me way back when, and I remember meeting her back in those days, was that she was the kind of person who always got the job done, who always, in those days, until all of us know to the most recent, did it with deep trust. And she had this uncanny ability to say no, which is a hard thing to do in politics, particularly in the campaign times, and still made you feel good about yourself. A very unique talent. Whether when she was working with Rodney Slater or when I had the opportunity to work with her during the energy crisis, she came in as a steady hand when the wheels were coming off the train, as some of us in this chamber remember. She came in and sat down and thought through and helped analyze the problem and, quite frankly, give the top brass in her administration a steady hand, steady guidance over dealing with very difficult times when no one really understood where we were going. In the Schwarzenegger administration, most don't know, but she was part of the inner circle with Maria Shriver and best friends. And so often in the notion and idea of invisible history, I can't tell you how many times there were budget cuts or things that affected foster kids or developmentally disabled or other issues, and she was in the room and she was a voice to protect those folks. No one knew about it. None of those people knew it was Nancy McFadden that protected their benefits or made sure that they were protected till they were 21 years old if you're a foster kid. I can't tell you how many examples I witnessed in that regard, but it was Nancy McFadden who did that. And certainly, we now know with respect to the current administration, as the pro tem correctly articulated, her extraordinary ability that I think was evidenced by this unbelievable core team and trust and competence. You know, I mean, all of us in this room, irrespective of party, in the other house, have story after story where they went to Nancy to fix this or fix that, and it just got done. You know, there's so many fights. And so I return where I start, invisible history. So much of what happens, you know, we talk about the room where it happened. Well, she was in the room and she made it happen. She didn't get the credit. I did a Google search, and unfortunately, so many of the stories relate to her untimely passing. But if you look historically, story after story, she's not in them. But I'm telling you, as a witness to that invisible history, she was there. I'm telling you that she was one of those forces of nature that made stuff happen in a magical way. She will be missed by all of us and everybody in California.